thank you.
Good, my name's Tamika. Lovely to meet
nice
you.
to meet you.
Hello, how are you going?
Nice to meet you.
What was your name, sorry?
Aaron.
Harry.
Yeah.
No worries. How was your drive here?
Good, thank you.
That's good.
Wow.
That's lovely. So, did you find it easy getting here?
Well, roadworks have been holding everyone up.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. I can totally agree with that. There's been roadworks all over town. So how have you found the engagement experience been so far? And congratulations, by the way.
Well, thank you.
That's good. Someone point.
It's pretty overwhelming. I mean, I never realised how much actually goes into planning a wedding.
Yeah.
Not to mention the countless booked out venues.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I've been told planning the whole ceremony and wedding is very, very stressful. That's why I just stick to the ceremony. Have you found a venue yet?
Yes, finally.
Yeah.
It has taken us a while, but we finally found one at the local School of Arts.
Oh, that's fantastic. I have seen how beautiful that place can get with all the decorations. How did you guys meet?
Well, we just met at high school and went from there.
Oh, fantastic. It's high school sweethearts. So also, just in case you both needed to use the bathroom, it's just through the doors, just down the hall here. I also have some water if you'd like a drink.
Okay, thank you.
Yes,
No worries.
thank you.
Yeah, you'd like a drink? No worries, I'll just go grab that for you.
Thank you.
You just want to wait patiently?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Oh, she seems nice.
She does, yeah.
Good start.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's lovely.
Yeah. Nice spot too.
Yeah. Beautiful spot, lovely afternoon.
Yeah. Wouldn't complain about some free lamingtons or something.
Yeah, that'd be alright.
Yeah.
Could go to Leamington as well.
Beautiful.
It is
Well,
great.
once we get this sorted out, then not long till we
Not long
go.
at all. Not long. Big day's coming. That'll be great.
Yeah. You girls got all your hens dresses sorted?
Yeah, we're getting there. There's a few little last minute bits and pieces I've got to get. Got to get the little present for the girls each and
Yeah. Oh, that's a cute little bird.
yeah, look at that. Cutest one I think I've ever seen.
Yeah. It's a bit pudgy, isn't it?
Oh. Its feathers are amazing. Oh, there she is.
Beautiful.
There you go.
Oh, fantastic, thank you.
Thanks so much.
My pleasure. So, now that we've gotten on track here, so as we discussed on the phone, the initial meeting here, I'll cover a range of things from the required documents to customising the ceremony as well, which is usually the funnest part. So here is a printout that you can take home and reread, make some notes, and if you have any questions, you can always email or call me.
Yep.
Okay, great, thank you.
So you guys can have this.
Excellent,
Fantastic.
thank you.
No worries. Great. So also, as that we discussed, should we get started on the paperwork?
Yes.
Great.
Yep.
That'd be
That'd be
great.
great. Yeah.
Great. Also discussed on the phone, I understand that neither of you have been married before, is that right?
Not that we know of.
Fantastic. Well, to get started, I'll just ask if you guys have your proof of ID,
Yeah, I do.
proof of date and birthplace, and also if you had the notice of intended marriage form.
Yes.
Yep.
Great.
Absolutely.
That's my ID.
Okay.
There's my passport.
Great.
License, passport there.
Yep, that's fine, no worries.
You got that notice? of
Yep.
intent? Oh, I already gave it to
Yep.
you. Beautiful.
Great, fantastic. No worries. Perfect. So is it okay if I photocopy the gnome and also your documents at the end?
Yes, sure, no worries.
Great, no worries. So now that is all covered, I'm just required to give you guys this brochure, which is the Happily Ever Before and After brochure, which basically just outlines the obligations and consequences of marriage.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if you're interested in that, so I'll just
Thank
give you
you.
guys that. You can take that home and read it.
Thank you.
And also to assist the promotion of lasting and healthy relationships and marriage, I'm obligated under the Code of Practice to give you guys a list of our local relationship services.
Okay, no worries. Do we have to attend the services?
I didn't even realise these kind of services were available. Thank you.
I know. No, you don't have to. It's not mandatory to attend the services, but I do highly recommend it.
Yep.
And don't worry, you're not the only ones. I was quite unaware of the services before I became a marriage celebrant. But basically, these services have pre-marriage preparation programs, which you can do in a group or singly as a couple. And also they just help with identifying issues in the relationship, if there is any, and also help you work through them.
Excellent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent.
Basically, as celebrants and these services just want people to be happy and have happy, lasting marriages.
Yep. Oh, that's good. So it's not compulsory. Are there a couple of building programs?
Yeah, absolutely. They are. They're called enrichment programs, and they are fantastic to reflect on why you love your significant other so much, and especially during your wedding planning.
Yeah, that would be helpful. That would be helpful.
Absolutely.
Especially when you bite my head off.
Don't even get me started.
Just kidding. I'll drink to that.
Yeah.
I think we will.
That's funny. So as you can see here in our area, there are all types of from private, government-based and community-based services. So as you can see, some of the services, some of the community-based counselling programs here don't actually cost you anything. So ultimately, you can go onto the Attorney General's website, which has a link to the Family Services account. I've written the website down here also just down the bottom, and a phone advice line which offers the contact details for that service.
Great, thank you.
No worries. And I've also printed off a list of other services, not just relationship, but also private centres, government-based, and also community services.
Great.
No worries, it's my pleasure.
Fantastic.
Now that's all done, we can move on to filling out the statutory declaration form on the back of the marriage certificate.
No worries.
No worries.
Beauty.
There you go, so you can just hold that down. Thank you. Just grab a pen.
Alright.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, sure.
Okay, great. So I'll just get you guys both to just sign this document. So if you could just sign here.
Just here?
Yeah, just sign here. Thank you. And Riley, if you could just sign here.
Sure.
Riley,
Great.
no worries.
You got the lid?
I sure do.
Thank you.
All good.
No worries. So now that's complete. As we also discussed on the phone, this meeting is free. It's free of charge, but a $150 non-refundable deposit will be required to hold the date of your ceremony.
Yep,
So-
no worries. Can we pay by card?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. You can pay by card. But first, I'll just explain the fees and get you guys to sign the fees statement. It just basically explains what your fees cover.
Yep, no worries.
Great, no worries. So did you have any questions so far?
No, I think you've covered it all.
Covered it all?
Yeah.
Great, no worries. So I'll just grab my little pay machine.
Yep, that's okay.
Great. There we go. There's my pay machine. Great, so it's just all ready. And would you like your receipt emailed or SMS to you?
Email please. Yeah, that'd be
no
great.
worries. If I could just catch your email.
Okay, so
Send it to me if that's okay. I can put the wedding portfolio in the wedding. I can put it in the wedding portfolio.
Absolutely.
My email is lucy@gmail.com.
I'll just copy it on the pen. So Lucy G@gmail.
Yep. .com.
Thank you. That'll be sent now.
beautiful.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I just put my details in there.
No worries. So I'm sorry if
Yeah.
that's all a bit boring, but there's not a lot more to do with the legal paperwork now.
Yep.
No
No
worries.
worries. All good.
Great.
Excellent.
Great. Well, we can get on to filling out the booking information. Here I've got your details, Lucy Gordon and Riley Coles, and that you both live at 101 Blue Gum Road, West Narrow. Is that correct?
Correct.
Awesome.
Yep.
Great. Now I'll just get the details of the bridal party. I don't have the party, so I'm just going to make that up as I go along. Great. So, is this the list of the bridal party here?
Yep, that's correct.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
fantastic. No worries. I just have to check those details because so many people change their addresses months before they get married.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah.
That seems like a hassle.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's what I think too. Did you have any questions about anything that I've spoken about so far?
Do we have to pay extra for a rehearsal ceremony?
No, not at all. So that's all paid in the overall fees.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Great.
No worries. So I know I do a lot of talking throughout our meetings, but I also want to mention that even though we can begin to write or circle, that doesn't make sense.
Right or circle?
Yeah. What I wanted to say was, whenever I'm saying something, you find something that you need to write down, just feel free just to jot it down. And you can take this home as well, just so you can put that in your portfolio and things like that.
Yep.
And whenever you come back for another meeting, our next meeting, we can just alter it however that you would like it.
Yep. That puts a bit of pressure on them, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's right.
Fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Even if you both walk out of here with a slight idea of how you'd like it to go, then I think that's a great start.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Okay, great. Now I just want to write down the details of the wedding and some other personal information. Is that okay now?
Yep, that's fine.
No dramas.
Great. Okay, so the date and time are the 3rd of January,
Correct.
2020.
Yep.
Great, and that's
1 p.m.
1 p.m. Yeah.
Yep.
Great. And will it be at Jervis Bay National Park still?
No, I think we agreed on the Berry School of Arts, didn't we?
Yes.
Yes.
Great.
Yes. Yep. Berry School of
Fantastic.
Arts. Yep.
Fantastic. Yeah, great. Yeah,
It's
it's
beautiful there at the School of Arts. It's, that building is just gorgeous.
I know,
Yeah.
and it's so old, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
Nice little
beautiful.
garden around there.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up the road from the showground, so if you
Yeah.
need accommodation.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we love it in Berry, don't we?
Oh, we sure
Don't
do.
we, Dub?
Yeah.
Berry's fantastic. Great. So I've written down both of your full names and the ceremony information here.
Yep.
Would you guys be able to just check all this information is correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
Great.
Yep. Looks
Yeah.
great.
Yep. Looks good.
Yep, no worries. Now I'll just ask if you guys can sign up the top here on the statement of fees form, and also just agreeing that all the information is the truth to the best of your knowledge, and that letting you know that this is a legal document.
Okay. No worries.
So, do we just get 2 people from our bridal party to be witness?
Yeah, absolutely. So firstly I'll just get you to sign here
Sure.
and sign here, Aaron. Thank you. Riley, Aaron, who are you? Thank you.
There you go.
And in regards to your witnesses, yeah, as long as they're just over 18, they can be a part of your bridal party, or they can be another family member that's over the age of 18. But for the time being, I'll be the witness.
Okay.
Just because I'll put my qualification in, which is an authorised marriage celebrant. I'll also add the date in which I received and today's date.
Okay.
No worries. Easy.
Great. So the next legal paperwork is the marriage certificate. And in the next couple of months prior to your wedding, I'll be filling this out and getting it ready for you to sign it. How does that sound?
Okay. Great. So it's just us that signs it.
Yes, so you both will sign it, your 2 witnesses will sign it, and also myself.
Okay. So, is our bridesmaid and best man the right people to be the witnesses?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as they're over 18.
Oh, right. Great. And do we send it to the births, deaths and marriages ourselves?
No, so I can take care of all of your legal documents. So it's just one less thing for you both to worry
Right.
about.
Excellent, that's great. Thank you.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
thanks for
no
that.
worries.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So now we can discuss the creative part, which is a lot more interesting, a bit more fun.
Yes, yes.
So I've got a few examples. I'll just grab a few examples for you. You don't need to be pressured by any means to pick anything today, but I'll let you take it all home and you can sort it all at home, but we can get a start on it.
Okay.
Fantastic.
No worries, I'll just be back in a moment.
Sure. It's exciting.
Bit cold when that sun goes down.
It is, isn't it?
Mm.
Lucky we've still got a little bit.
I know.
What a gorgeous place.
Yeah. I think someone I know got married around here somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be a good place to get married, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
Didn't your friend Yasmin?
Could get, yeah, actually,
Mitch,
all the picnic
maybe.
baskets and
Yeah.
fairy lights and stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
Yep, that was pretty amazing.
Yeah. Better than across the road there, about
Oh,
20 grand per wedding.
yeah, no, this is paradise here.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Beautiful old house.
Yeah. Probably a good place to raise a baby as well.
Oh, yeah, look at all the space, all the fresh air, the river,
Few cows.
cows.
We should have just had the wedding here.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
A lot of people do actually say that to me, but unfortunately we don't have it open to weddings.
Right.
Yeah, it's just family
shame.
property. Yeah, I know. Great.
They do some good business if they opened it up for weddings. that's for sure.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. You'd
Gorgeous
think so,
place.
yeah.
Plenty of space.
Yeah. Alright, so I'll just give you guys this back, so I just photocopied
Oh,
these.
thank you.
No
Yeah, great.
worries.
Thank you.
Thought you were doing a swift one on us there.
No. Okay, great. So I just hope that all the examples that I give you today, it's okay, we're right at the top, just give you a little bit of inspiration. So the first ceremony, just here, just give you guys a copy.
Yep.
Also very not relevant.
Thank you. Great.
Okay, so as you can see here in the first section, it has the open words. This is where I address your family, friends, and honoured guests to the wedding and say a few other things like the meaning and behind marriage.
Yep.
I also do the celebrant's welcome. This is where I welcome your family, friends, and guests to the wedding.
Yep.
Number 3 is the celebrant's address.
Yep.
This is where I talk a bit more about what marriage is and how it benefits each person, both in finding fulfillment in life.
Are we able to help with the introduction to the opening words?
Absolutely, absolutely. I wouldn't want to say anything without checking you both. I mean, at the end of the day, it's your wedding.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
That's okay, no worries. Anyways, from here, a reading can be done. So you can do poems, or you can do a blessing, or just a reading maybe out of a passage of a book or something like
Yep,
that, which
yep.
is really really nice when they do out of a book.
That's nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Absolutely. So anybody can do the reading. It's basically anything that makes you laugh or smile or remind you of each other.
That's lovely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, it can be a
Great,
line
great
from a
idea.
movie, a chapter from a book, or a
Yeah.
whole song. I've seen somebody do a whole song to their partner.
Oh,
Very
that's
long,
beautiful.
very long. Yeah.
Yeah.
We do like Grease.
We
Oh,
do.
that's
hey?
right,
That's
absolutely.
it.
That is a good musical, I'll agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. So the first one is called These Promises, which is in the first page of your folio
Oh, yeah,
here.
Yep.
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 As you can see, the author is unknown, but that's fine. They're just referring to the commitment to one another. So
Yep.
that can be really nice.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Absolutely. So the next example is on the second page, if you'd
Oh,
like to
okay,
flick to
yeah.
that.
Yep.
This is an excerpt by Tom Robbins,
Oh yeah.
titled Still Life with Woodpecker.
Oh, beautiful. I love it.
Well
Absolutely.
I do like a Tom Robbins.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. This is about forever caring for one another and love, of course, so it is your big
Yes.
day.
Yeah.
I really
yes.
like that example. I think it is a little alternate. I might just highlight that example if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely, go for it.
Yep.
Yeah, feel free. Great.
Beautiful.
No worries. Now for the last example, if you'd just like to flick over,
Yep.
it's called Love is an Adventure.
Oh.
Yeah, this one is talking a little bit more about the spirit side of marriage and how you'll be connected through your thoughts and dreams. What do you guys think of these examples?
Well, now that we've had a bit of a better understanding, I'm more inclined to do a little research because obviously they can be anything. So we could even do a funny one to make everybody laugh or something.
Absolutely.
Can we do our own reading, like if I wrote a poem or something?
Yeah, absolutely. The best thing about having these examples are that they are kind of like templates for you.
Okay, yeah.
You can go home, reread the examples,
Yeah.
and if you can, then do research.
Yep.
If you like certain readings or certain books or movies, like I was saying. Plus, as I'm a civil celebrant and I'll be conducting a civil ceremony, it can go for any amount of time.
Yep.
So even if you chose a reading that was super long or something, that would also be fine.
Yep.
How does that all sound?
I understand.
Great.
So even if we did back-to-back reading, that would be okay.
Absolutely, yes, absolutely. Back-to-back readings they're really nice. If you pick two nice ones, I think.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah. Okay, great. So the next is the Montium and vows.
Okay, yep.
Great. So this is the only part of the ceremony that is legally required.
Yep. Okay. It does sound Latin.
Yes,
It
absolutely.
does sound Latin. Yeah. Okay. So that.
Do you speak Latin?
No. But
Okay,
no,
no, that's
it does
great.
sound Latin.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
Okay,
Yeah, you
yeah.
absolutely are. So the Montium is when I state that I'm duly authorised to solemnise marriage under the Australian law and reflect on the Marriage Act of 1961.
Okay.
Yeah. So as you can see here, in the Montium I've printed off from the Attorney General's website. After this we would continue onto the vows.
Yeah.
Now these are the legal vows, so they're not where you will do your own individual vows to one another. Basically you'd copy what I would say.
Okay. Yeah.
So you just repeat after me about lawfully becoming each other's husband and wife. And I've also printed that out as well for you to take home. So I'll just give you that now. Here you go.
Yeah.
No worries. There's one for you.
That's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
No worries. Did you have any questions about the legal requirements?
Thank you. Well, because you said that we have legal vows to say, are we still able to write our own?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So you do have personal vows that are on a little bit further on throughout the ceremony.
Yep.
But the legal vows, they have to be said as well.
Yeah. No. Fair enough. That sounds
Absolutely.
great.
So we can go to a similar format like this for this ceremony. So your personal ones would just be stated after the legal vows. How does that sound?
That sounds great.
Great.
Yeah.
Would either of you like to take a break? I can make a tea or a coffee.
Oh, coffee would be great.
Yeah,
No.
I'm happy with just another water.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Great. No worries. No worries. The initial meeting can go for quite long, so it is nice to take a break.
Yeah. No.
Absolutely.
Great idea. Yeah.
No worries. No worries. When I get back, we'll probably share the special story how you guys met and everything like that, and
Yeah.
get
Okay. Great.
that sorted. So I'll just let you have a look at through this.
Yep.
I'll be back
Thank
in
you.
just a moment. Just refill your water.
Ah,
No worries.
beautiful.
Wow. Okay.
Sticky bee.
She's a bit thorough, isn't she?
Oh yeah, she's
Very
good.
thorough.
Yeah.
She knows what she's talking about.
Good energy about her.
Yeah. She's got a really beautiful aura.
Yeah. I must be the caretaker over
Yeah,
there.
look, the old caretaker of the house.
Yeah, it's like a piece of furniture around here, isn't he?
Look at him, eh? He blends in with that old wooden post.
Oh yeah,
Eh?
looks good.
Yeah.
What have we got here? Ralph Waldo Emerson. To laugh often and much, to win the affection of intelligent people and the affection of children. To earn the appreciation of honest critics and to endure false betrayal of friends. To appreciate beauty, to find the best in others. To leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition. To know even one life has breathed easier because you lived, this is to have succeeded.
Oh my god, that's beautiful.
That is beautiful.
That's awesome. I love that.
Actually, you like that.
I actually really like that too.
Yeah.
It's just nailed everything, really, hasn't it?
Put that up on the wall somewhere.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
We sure do work on the garden patch, don't we?
Hey, the old green thumb over here. Hey, it's great. Oh,
Hello.
lovely. Thank you.
Right on cue.
Perfect. Thank you. That's great. Thank you.
Nice mug.
That is a great
I
mug,
know,
isn't it?
it's
Is that
fantastic.
handmade?
It is handmade. My mum did that.
Wow.
Oh wow. Did she?
She's so good.
She's pretty clever.
I know. I think that all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Layers.
like a cross section of the earth.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
Really little Australia on the inside.
Oh,
How
well,
about
damn.
that?
Yeah.
You're the only ones that have noticed.
Really? How could you not notice?
So
That's great. I love it. Thank you so much.
no worries. Okay, great. So, did you guys want to share a special story at the beginning of your ceremony? How you met? Anything like that?
Well, there's not really a big story or anything.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Many people like to have their stories told because guests usually only have a vague idea of how they've met. Plus, it can bring a little bit of laughter or romance to the ceremony, and it can be a nice way to include a special guest or a family member into the ceremony.
Okay, yep, I understand. Would you be able to help us write that, or would we have to write that ourselves?
Well, I can help you write it if you like. Otherwise, you can write it yourselves. It's totally up to you. Some couples choose to keep it a surprise until the day, or others choose to have the celebrants help. What I would like to say to my client is, first of all, you should choose the person who's going to read the story. That way, you can decide how you're going to write it. So if you're going to get, great auntie to do it, then maybe you wouldn't want to tell like a sexual story or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But you could say, for example, something like, Riley and Lucy met on the 5th of August 2016 when Riley noticed this girl push in front of him at the canteen. Being frustrated, he waited already so long in line, and he pushed back in front of Lucy and then gave her a little smile.
Oh.
Instantly, their connection was so empowering. He waited until she had been served and asked her name. Their interest in music and arts cemented the passion we see today.
Yeah.
Their spirits aligned and love was formed.
Wow, that was great. Can we just jot that down? As an
Absolutely,
example?
yeah,
There you
thank
go.
you. Don't
Very
forget,
nice.
you can make it longer or shorter, that's up to you.
Yeah.
I usually recommend it be appropriate overall, because some guests may be a bit more conservative than others.
Yeah, well, that's definitely understandable.
Oh, yeah.
We could just end on now we are here getting married and the rest is history.
Absolutely, that's a great way to end it.
Yeah.
Especially with your mother.
Oh, I know.
That's a great idea. Many people do choose to have their stories after the introduction to break the ice. Others choose to have it during the middle of the ceremony to break up the ceremony a little bit.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a funny story, it kind of brings everyone together.
Cool.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Great, no worries. So the next element is the vows and montium. Here you go. You can see what you would do. The declaration of intent, which is also known as the commitment statement.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Correct.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Which is where you say your I do's.
Yep. Okay.
Here they have gone with the traditional, will you take so and so to be a
Yep.
such and such.
Yep.
But you can do a traditional statement. The next is the short and sweet. The next is about committing to the good and the bad times, and the last one is about committing to freedom of oneself. Feel free to use any of these or find one that suits you both.
I like them all, to be honest.
Yeah,
If I wanted to blend two, could I?
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
cool.
You could blend 3 if you really wanted to.
Cool.
Like I said, it's completely up to you and whatever you like.
Okay. Yeah. I just want to. I just don't want to seem excessive,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough. No,
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, this is about you two, and
Yep.
you don't get a second chance usually.
Yep.
And if you would like to commitment statements blended, then you can. I think it's a great way to add things in, especially if you don't have a lot to say in your vows, or you didn't say something in your vows and you want to say something now.
Yep. Yep. True.
Great.
True.
Great. So from here, We sign all legal paperwork. Once all the legal paperwork is completed, then I present you with your marriage certificates and announce you husband and wife.
Great.
Great. Do we do the signing in front of everybody?
You don't have to do it in front of everybody, but many people do choose to have it as part of the ceremony. Usually the signing table will be set up near your ceremony, and you would walk over with your partner, celebrant, and 2 witnesses over the age of 18.
Yep.
The couple are usually seated in the middle, and the witnesses seated on the sides of the table or just standing,
Yep.
and have easy access to all of the documents.
Okay, great. I had a thought. What if we did the signing behind where we would be standing for the ceremony, and then we have finished. When we finish signing, you, Tamika, can walk through and announce us as husband and wife.
That is a lovely idea.
That would be
Absolutely.
yeah,
I
great.
can just move to the side.
Yep.
And as I announce you, you can walk through, take a bow, cheeky kiss, walk down the aisle. How's that sound?
I really like that.
Oh,
That
that's
sounds great. Yeah.
No worries. Well, from here, as you're walking down the aisle, you can have your walk-off song. So
Yep.
have you thought about any songs that you would like to walk off to?
Well,
You don't have to do any.
I really like the Queen song "You're My Best Friend."
Oh, yeah. I like that
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
a good one.
We
Yeah,
like that song.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a great song.
That is, yeah.
A few people have chosen that. I'm not saying it's not unique,
Okay,
but yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. So I'll just take note of that, please.
Okay, great.
So after you walk down the aisle and the ceremony is finished, we'll play that as you're walking down the aisle once the ceremony is finished. So that'll just get played straight away.
Yeah.
But like I said, you can add as many rituals, blessings, readings, prayers, or whatever you would like. So just you can customize the ceremony to however you like.
Yeah, okay, great.
Right. No worries. So I've got another sample here of a simpler wedding. I mean, not as many people, therefore it makes it a little more intimate. So in the first example I'll give you,
Yeah. Thank you.
I talked about having somebody read a funny story to break the ice.
Yep.
But if you have fewer guests, then it'll be a lot closer. There may not be any need to break the ice, so you might only have a few friends or just your parents there or something like that.
Yep.
So the same deal goes with the order of the ceremony. First we'll have the opening words, the welcome of guests from the officiant, the celebrant, and then we'll begin the ceremony.
Okay. I actually like the sound of a smaller ceremony because it might be a little cheaper for us. Plus, it'll only be the people nearest and dearest to us both.
Yes, that's a great idea.
It'll be a lot more
Absolutely.
intimate.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes that's all you really need. Sometimes if you don't want to spend all the lavish, go crazy on all the money, that's fine.
Yeah.
Great. So after the welcome, opening words, and the celebrant's address, like I said previously, this would be where I talk about what marriage is and go into depth about it a little bit more. Then from there, you'll do a reading or a poem or a blessing may be done.
Yep.
Yeah, this might be a nice opportunity to get your parents or brothers or sisters to read something.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah. Did you have any siblings?
Yeah, I've got 2 sisters and a brother.
Oh, great,
Yeah.
great. And how about yourself?
Just one sister.
Ah, great. No
Yeah.
worries. Well, there you go. Yeah.
Yes.
But intimate ceremonies can be a little bit more relaxing to you
Yes,
guys.
Yes.
And
You don't need all the bells and whistles.
No, absolutely. And then more of the guests can get involved in the ceremony as well.
Absolutely.
And there wouldn't be as many eyes on you rather if you had 100 people attend.
Yes.
Yeah. Did
Well,
you-
there is only 40 people attending.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
That's
we're a bit
fantastic.
stingy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, you're not stingy. It's okay. Well, usually around 20 to 25 guests max is what a small ceremony classifies for.
Okay.
So
we're
you still don't have to have the bells and whistles though if you
Yeah.
want to pay extra.
Yeah.
It's all completely up to you. Did you have a wedding planner? It's just made up one. Yeah.
No.
Oh, we called a few people. We haven't
Yeah.
really.
Haven't
Yeah.
thought about it.
we
No,
haven't
that's
cemented
okay.
anything.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
know a lot of people that haven't had one, and many that have. And
Yeah.
it's just,
I'm pretty
Pretty
with my
handy?
hands.
That's good.
So I'm doing a lot of the decorations myself.
that's fantastic. Yeah, okay.
And yeah, my daughter's going to help me with making my dress and stuff.
Absolutely. Okay.
She's good with the sewing machine, so yeah, it's
I'm just there for good looks.
Oh.
yeah. He's going to be setting up the
All
all
the
the bits and pieces
Yeah.
and getting all the heavy stuff sorted. so,
Absolutely.
yeah, I'll do a little.
Put him to work.
Absolutely,
Crack
absolutely.
with.
Okay. Well, we can kind of have a medium-sized ceremony then. That sounds
Yeah.
good.
Okay, yeah,
Doesn't have
that
to be
sounds
too
great.
small, not too big. Great. So basically, a rule of thumb is if you're having trouble deciding on how many people to invite, just look at your messages or pick the people you have talked to within the last 3 months. If you're still umming and ahhing about people on
Okay.
your guest list.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, or just people you don't frequently talk to.
Yeah.
Because I've talked to so many people that, have regretted the amount of people that they've brought because they're only there for the social media,
Yes,
things like that,
yes.
which can be a bit disappointing, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great idea. I'm finding it hard to cut off people because I just feel bad.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
especially like people that I've known like my whole life but never talked,
Yeah.
rarely talked to,
Yeah.
like school people. And
Yeah,
stuff like that.
absolutely. Yeah. Well, look, it's
Yeah.
all up to you how many
Yep.
you invite. From here,
Okay.
they go straight into the momentum and vows, the kiss, and then announcing your husband and wife. With intimate weddings, it can be nice to do a few readings or rituals so you can involve nearly everyone, or at least all your siblings and parents. Great.
Yeah, that does sound nice, although Mum might just cry the whole time she speaks.
Don't worry, my mum would do the same. Well, it can be a little bit more special that way, and at least your mum won't be embarrassed in front of a whole crowd of people.
Yeah, that's so true. She wouldn't like that at all.
So what do you guys think of really big weddings and really small weddings? So would you take any bits from both?
Well, we already have 40 guests on the list and have a few other to either add or cut.
Yeah.
But I'm just not sure. I feel like it's such a big deal and I don't want to step on anybody's toes.
That's fair enough, yeah.
Upset anybody.
Yeah.
Leave anyone out, that sort of thing.
Yeah, well that's fine.
Yeah.
And I don't want to stress you out about the numbers or however many people are going because this is only the initial meeting and you've got months to sort it out, so that's okay. Yeah. So now that we've just run through those two examples, we can move on from all that stuff.
Yep.
I do have a few more sample packs that includes the rituals, readings, poems and blessings.
Yep.
Of course you don't need to include anything in these particular texts, but you can research some on your own. So there's so many out there. You can just look up ceremony, readings, ceremony blessings, anything like that.
I have been Googling some.
Oh,
actually,
great. That really helps.
Head start on them.
Yeah. Well, you can even do lyrics from a song or a chapter from a book.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a lot out there. It's hard to
Absolutely.
pick. It gets a little overwhelming with so much information. but
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
I do have the text and the for the ceremony.
I was just going to ask if you had any texts
Absolutely.
into the ceremony at all. Is there a bare minimum we should have in the ceremony? That way we can work off that and just add whatever in?
So no, you don't have to. You don't have to have any. But many people do choose to involve the loved ones or special attendees, such as the bridal party, to help in the ceremony.
Yep.
In regards to the bare minimum, you should include the celebrant's address, opening words where the celebrant identifies themselves as the authorised solemnised authorised celebrant.
Yep.
And states that they're authorised solemnised marriages in Australia according to law.
Yep.
You should also include the Montium legal vows and signing of legal documents in front of 2 witnesses. Usually, not usually, but a lot of people do get the bridesmaid and the best man to do that. But as long as they're over the age of 18, you can choose whoever. Did you have any other questions so far?
No, not at the moment.
Great, no worries. Have either of you been to a wedding before? Or heard of a wedding that has a ritual or a blessing or anything like that?
Yeah, I thought they were all religious until our friend got married.
Oh,
Yeah, our close friends just got married.
Wow.
And they did a hand fasting ritual.
okay.
And it was really quite interesting. And when I say that, I mean that it breaks it up and makes everyone tune in even more.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I totally...
Yeah, I totally understand. Well, like you said, it does make some moves.
So me.
Pardon me?
Oh, dear. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay, no worries. Great. So, yeah, like I was saying, it does make ceremonies quite interesting. It is really nice when family and friends are involved as well.
Yep.
It's kind of like everybody's helping you to transition into newlyweds and married life.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a good way of looking at it.
Absolutely.
Would you be able to run through a few of them just so we can understand what when we chat later?
Yeah, absolutely. As you can see here on page 1 of the samples I've just given you,
Yep.
it has the content, and then on page 2, if you'd like to flick over, there's the rituals, blessings, readings, and poems.
Yep, that's pretty straightforward.
Absolutely. Are you too interested in
Isn't it?
doing the hand fasting?
Absolutely.
So are you interested in doing a hand fasting or something else?
Oh, something else I'd say.
Absolutely.
We weren't married too long ago, so they weren't married too long ago, so it might seem a bit of a copycat thing, you know. Like,
That's fair enough. Yeah, that's fair enough. I just wanted to check before I go into the rest of the rituals.
Yeah,
'cause
thanks for asking.
Yeah, absolutely, no
Hey,
worries.
is it alright if I just run to the Danny?
Absolutely, go for
Beautiful.
it. No worries. So what do you do for work?
I'm an artist.
Great.
Yeah.
So do you what do you
I
typically
paint.
paint?
I paint.
Great.
Yeah, I'm a painter and I'm a sculptor.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Sorry, a bug's just flown into my water. As
Oh.
you can see. I'm just
Oh no.
I'm gonna tip that out.
Yeah. Okay.
Great.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I know. That's okay. No worries.
Yeah.
Yes, it's turning out to be such a lovely night, isn't it?
It is. It's really beautiful.
I know. Do you have a long drive home?
Oh, only like 15 minutes or so.
Oh, easy.
So that's not too far.
Yeah. There shouldn't be too much traffic.
No, not this time of day. Yeah, no,
Absolutely.
it's a lovely afternoon.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, as you can see, like we won't go on, but I'll just show you. Like we've got heaps of examples in here.
It's
Just
amazing.
loads of examples.
Yeah.
Just see if I have another just copy in here. Just go down here. We've got heaps of things.
You have. That's,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you're very thorough.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
You've got to be. People like choice.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've even got sharing of wine. Do you drink
Oh
wine?
wow. I don't mind drop of the good grape.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, well we can talk about that soon.
Here he is.
Being at the moment.
Better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No worries.
Great.
Great.
Nice facilities in there.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. We
Tidy.
keep it clean. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, lovely.
No worries. I'm going to just swap back a little bit.
Page 3.
Yeah, so no worries. So if you go to page 3, you'll see here is an example called of a ritual called candle lighting.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
yes.
which is very popular at the moment, especially.
Yeah.
It's very sweet to watch. So basically, what happens is the couple both have a candle, which is called a taper candle.
Oh yeah.
So these are the very long candles. They're very long-lasting, burning kind of candles. They
Yeah.
burn very slowly. But basically, there's one candle, and then you have the two on the outer from the bride and the groom, and you
Yeah.
both light the candle as a brace of unity.
Oh,
Sounds
that's
quite nice.
That sounds great.
Yeah, it is. Plus, you can keep the candles for a special occasion or relight them. It's an
Yeah.
anniversary or something like that.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
Yeah. Are you guys wanting to have something more complex, or are you looking for more simple rituals?
No.
Happy with simple?
Yeah, I'm happy with simple, especially
Yeah.
the candle. Like I do use a lot of candles at home.
Great,
So,
great.
yeah.
Yeah,
that
I mean,
would
if
be
you have a
really-
blackout, you can use it too.
Absolutely.
Well, that yeah.
You know,
Win-win. Isn't
yeah,
it?
I mean,
Really
should
is.
be used for a special occasion, but
Yeah,
what can you do?
that's lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Great. So the next ritual is the hand fasting. Did you want to run through that, or did you just want to, or we can just go straight over to page 5
Yeah. Okay.
to the stone ceremony. This one is also said to be a Celtic traditional and related to the Anglo-Australian customs and early convict settlers.
Oh wow, that sounds
Yeah,
awesome.
so who could not use the usual ring exchange? That doesn't mean you can't use. You haven't edited this, have you?
No, never. But how does it work? Are you still able to do the ring exchange as well?
Absolutely, we can do the ring exchange.
Oh, awesome.
Great.
Excellent.
Basically, some people still do make it take place instead of the ring exchange. But okay, so basically, so a lot of, like you were asking before about the hand fasting, just when we went to the bathroom, the hand fastening can be used as instead of the ring exchange. That's what's happening here. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But a lot of people do prefer the rings just so that you can have it on your
Okay,
hands
so
as a permanent reminder.
What's the rock one though?
The
stone
ceremony.
ceremony. What's that one? That sounds really cool.
Great. No worries. Well, I'll just find the example for you. We'll just have a quick read through it. How does that sound?
sounds awesome. Yeah.
Great.
Oh, sorry.
That's fun. So basically, what happens with the stone ceremony?
Yeah.
You both pick a stone. Okay, no.
Yeah.
You both pick a stone
Yeah.
from wherever you like. So if you've got one from where you're from, and if you have one from where you're from,
Yep.
then usually you have it because you're doing it at the School of Arts.
Yeah.
It might be a little bit difficult because you don't have like any water near you, or is there a river out? There's not a river nearby, is there?
Not really.
Because you wouldn't really want to walk down to the river and then chuck your stones in, would
Oh,
you?
okay. So you got to throw them.
Yeah,
okay,
to give
so
it
it's
away
an
like
more
that.
like an outside.
Absolutely. Like so,
wedding.
if you were going to have it at the Jervis Bay Park,
Yeah.
where I thought,
Yeah.
mistakenly, sorry, it would have been
Perfect.
ideal.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm
But
looking out.
unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Great. So we'll just move down. Sorry, my apologies about that. Great.
Oh, okay.
Definitely something we consider if for the chance, we had the right venue.
Yeah. Like if we actually would want to get married outside, we would definitely.
Yes, yeah.
Definitely.
Well, that's right. Yeah, absolutely. My apologies about that. It's a bit of a silly one to add in.
That's okay. That's okay. No need to apologise. We could have a big barrel of rocks, and each guest could write something on it for us, and then we could do something really creative with stones.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. I'll write
Yeah.
that down.
Yeah, great idea. Yeah. Did you guys have any questions about anything I've talked about so far? Sorry, it's been a little bit muddly. This is only one of my first few ceremonies, so my editor forgot to edit a few of my things. So
Okay. Well, not about the previous rituals, but I was just reading here, and I was just wondering what was a sand ceremony, because like I am a beach lover, and that would be totally appropriate. So
great. Okay. Yeah. Absolutely.
yeah.
That's fantastic that you found something that you really like.
yeah, that
So-
just like screams out.
Screams at you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay. Well, a sand ceremony has several symbolic features, and it can be represented as the ground of where each person's come from, or where they've met, or it even may, pardon me. It may even be from a beach nearby.
Yep.
Either way, the grains of sand represent various things that combined to be a visual representation of two lives becoming together.
Yep.
And basically that the grain can never be separated.
Okay, I like that idea.
Yeah.
And how does it work? Is it complicated?
Yeah, well, just to begin, there will be 2 containers of sand, one for the bride and one for the groom. With a third container, or a vase preferably, something glass, because usually people would have this displayed on a cabinet or just in their house.
Yep.
This is all given to the celebrant. The bride and groom will alternately pour their coloured sand into the keepsake vase or vessel. This can occur in conjunction to the special vows during the ceremony.
Oh,
Yeah, absolutely.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, so after the bride and groom have both poured the same amount of sand, they can pour together
Oh.
as a symbol of never being separated. So as you can imagine, this one will be quite easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
introduce it as well.
Okay. Great. Oh, I guess either way we'll probably be nervous, so we can just take our time.
Absolutely, you can take as long as you need. You can take deep breaths or whatever. So
Yeah.
if you really do get nervous about having a ritual in your ceremony, we can always take it out last minute.
Yep.
I just want you guys to really enjoy your ceremony. There's no point being under any sort of pressure.
Oh, awesome. Okay, great. Well, I was actually talking to my sister, and she was saying she went to a wedding where the bride gave a flower to her mother and mother-in-law. Is that a ritual, or is that just something they made up?
No. So I do know that one. It's called a flower ceremony.
Oh, I love that too.
It is really quite nice, especially if they're all quite close.
Yes.
Or even if they're not, it's a nice way to introduce the mother-in-law and say, look, you're in the family now, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So the way that works is the bride will walk down the aisle and present a single flower out of her bouquet to her mother. Yeah, and then after the ceremony is complete, she hands a flower from her bouquet to her mother-in-law on her way back down the aisle. Basically, the ritual just brings the two of you together in accepting all parts of your personality and uniting them as mothers.
Oh, I love that. That sounds
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah, it's really quite nice. It basically symbolises the couple creating a bouquet of flowers in which is the beginning of their lives together with infinite potential for new natural growth.
Oh,
Absolutely.
right. I think that is really beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
Would you like to do that one, love?
I really think so. I think that's really nice.
No worries, I'll just write that down.
It's just beautiful.
Yeah, it's a great choice. The flower ceremony really is a very special ceremony for both mothers, particularly
Yeah,
the mother of the bride.
It's really inclusive.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
yeah.
And it really acknowledges the mother of the bride, especially if the father walks the bride down the aisle, then you can tick off both parents are acknowledged. It's not just the one parent.
Yeah, absolutely. That's lovely. My dad will be walking me down the aisle, but are there any rituals or blessings we could do to acknowledge Riley's dad?
Absolutely. That's very lovely. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really nice.
Yeah.
In regards to the rituals, you can honour your father Riley by wearing a piece of his jewellery if he has any. Like if he has a brooch or a medal, if he was in the army or the navy or something like
yeah.
that. Or even wear a garment of his, like his wedding suit or tie.
Oh, yeah.
Or
that's nice.
yeah, or even his suit jacket. And if that doesn't suit your fancy, then we can get creative and make a ritual up where you could get something engraved for him, possibly like a beer glass or a wine glass, or even a medal with your words of choice.
Oh, I like the beer idea.
Yeah.
I think the wine glasses go to waste.
Yeah. Well, I can remember that. In regards to the blessings or reading, are there any authors that he really likes, or a band or musician that is his favourite? Because we can always try and extract a piece of the lyrics or a segment from a book or something like that.
That's
Great. Well, I've actually got a bit of an extract here.
that's a good idea.
Oh,
If
okay.
you'd like me to read that one
yeah,
first.
may
Yeah.
as well get an inspiration.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, what?
Fantastic.
idea,
So
yeah.
this one's Bob Carlyle's Father in Love.
Okay.
So I'll just give you that example here.
Okay, great.
No
Thank you.
worries. You wouldn't like me to read it, would you?
Yeah, that'd be lovely if you could.
Great. I would love to.
Okay.
There is no power on earth like your Father's love. So big and so strong as your Father's love. A promise that's sacred, a promise from heaven above. No matter where you go, always know you can depend on your Father's love. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's really beautiful. I think-
Absolutely.
Yeah, no,
that
that's
is
great.
nice, but it might be a bit mushy for my dad.
Yeah.
But I'm sure I can find a song that he likes to take a piece from.
Yeah.
Absolutely, no worries at all. I really understand that. No, absolutely. Even if you wanted to email me through a list of the artists or songs that he prefers, I can run through them and I can kind of pick a few. And it's only if you don't have time. And then our next meeting we can pick and choose something that you
Yeah,
like.
that'd be great. I can do that.
Great. There are a few other readings or blessings I can print off as well if you like.
Sure. That's all right.
Yes, please.
Yeah, sure, no worries. It won't be a moment then.
Great. I might actually use the bathroom.
Yeah, sure, no worries. It's just down there.
Yep. Okay.
I want to grab my jumper from the reception
Yeah,
there.
sure. Yep.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Okay, darling. You've been so good. That's a long half hour.
Wow, look at the sunset.
Oh yeah, the sunset's
Gorgeous.
beautiful, isn't it?
Wow, this place is amazing.
Yeah, I know. Such a beautiful location.
It is.
Great. So was everything okay before?
Oh look, I've actually just got a call from my sister.
Yeah.
Look, love, we've got to go because Charlie, my nephew,
Yeah.
he's had an accident. We've just got to get to the hospital.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah. So
That's completely
is
fine.
it okay if we like brain check to finish off?
Absolutely. Yeah. I'll just finish. Well, we've done all the legal part.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's completely finished. So I'm really glad that we got to run through one of the ceremonies. I'll let you take all these examples
great.
home as well with
yeah.
you. So sorry to hear about
Yeah, I
that.
know. He's silly little thing. He was on his motorbike and he's hit a
come a
pothole.
copper.
Yeah, he's hit a pothole on the front wheel and he just launched over the handlebars and he's done something to his leg. So
Oh, look. Well,
Yeah.
look. I'll let you both take
Okay,
that. If
great,
you'd like to
thank
take
you. I
that.
mean, it's not life and death or anything like that.
No,
but, you know, it's-
needs a bit of support.
Yeah, my sister's, she's by herself and stuff, so it's a bit difficult. Yeah. So she
Okay. Well,
lives
let me know if
outside
you need anything.
So, but thank you so much.
No worries. No worries. It was lovely to meet you.
Yeah, no, that was great. It's, I'll get all these bits and pieces.
Yes. Don't forget anything, and just
no,
email
wait.
or call me.
Yeah, we
Lovely
will.
to meet you. Lovely to meet you.
Okay, thank you so much.
No worries.
Thank
No
you.
worries.
We'll hear from you shortly.
Yeah, absolutely. Just let me know how you go.
Okay, great.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Sorry for rushing.